Have you taken one of your passengers' time, like robbed them of their mental space? Let's talk about it. My name is Levi, and this is The Daily Drive. Are you a driver out there in the middle of the day looking to stay busy? Well, let me introduce you to Tonquin. That 10 to 2 p.m. time, even earlier, maybe later, when there's just not a lot of rides in your market, Tonquin is a great option for you. With Tonquin, what you're able to do is to deliver car parts from supply stores to car repair shops. Tonquin has great rates for drivers. It works just like any other gig app. I want you to go ahead and check them out. Let them know that Levi from Tip You in the App sent you. Again, Tonquin. Check them out. Let's go through the news. In California, a woman was allegedly raped by her Uber driver. She sues the rideshare giant for negligence and battery. Sarah Cardine at the LA Times covered a case where a woman in Corona del Mar called an Uber for a ride back from her Irving campus after drinking. The driver, Danielle Mercado, assaulted her during the ride. The lawsuit against Uber alleges negligence in hiring practices and safety measures, stating the plaintiff could not move nor escape. This depraved attack by the Uber driver humiliated, violated, and robbed the plaintiff of her dignity and personal safety. In Minnesota, Uber Lyft drivers refused to pick up airport riders, taking a stand against rideshare companies. Fox 9 reported that Minnesota Uber and Lyft drivers are refusing airport pickups in protest against the rideshare companies. Washington, court docs, murder suspect told police he was sorry for killing the Edmonds rideshare driver. The dashcam footage showed the driver roll his window down to apologize for nearly hitting the suspect. Police say the suspect immediately started firing at the victim. Tennessee, rideshare driver accused of robbing women caught through LPRs in Sumner County. WSMV described the arrest of the rideshare driver in Sumner County for robbing women caught via a license plate recognition systems. Are you a rideshare driver that drives like more than 30 hours in a week? Have you checked out Voom rideshare insurance? It's rideshare insurance made easy. See, with Voom, what you pay for is only the non-commercial hours. When you're driving for Uber and for Lyft or any other platform, you're insured by them when you have that app on and you're either picking up somebody or you have them in your car. And most traditional car insurances will make you pay for the full time, even though you're covered by somebody else. And that's going to give you the opportunity for great discounts with Voom. People have had up to 60% discounts by switching from their traditional insurance. All you need to do is go to their website, click on the link in the description. You'll connect your accounts, and from there you can get a quote. Voom is right now available in Arizona and Tennessee, but they're expanding to many states all across the United States. If they're not in your state yet, sign up on their email and you'll be notified right away. Again, Voom Insurance. Check them out. I saw this TikTok the other day and it really spoke to me. Let's take a look at it.
Ever have like you're in a car like with an Uber driver and then like the minute I got into the car, this man I could tell he was lonely and sad. And so he was telling me about an open wound on his body. And he decided to go bathe in a lake. And the wound, surprise, got infected.
No, really? In the lake?
And he was in the hospital.
With an infection?
Yeah. And then he keeps regaling me with more tales of woe. And then he's chitty-chatting so much, he misses the hotel.
Ooh.
And that's when I lost my
You
inside.
Did? Oh, okay.
No, inside I was like, this guy, this just robbed me of my mental space.
Did you go, you have an infection in your eyes? You
Yeah,
missed the turn?
But is that normal that I got so angry? Like I felt so robbed. Like he took my time and then he took my hotel time.
Yeah. And you can think it and feel it and even tweet it, but you just can't yell at the guy. Yeah.
That was painful for me because I know there are times when I've probably wasted somebody's time and really taken their mental space. This idea of where I think I'm in a conversation that's deep and meaningful with an Uber passenger, but that passenger clearly isn't. And I think the confusion comes from this idea of like, we're talking, but I can't see their nonverbals. So they say something that's profound and meaningful. Instead of letting me let them talk a little bit more about what matters to them, I want to relate. And then I tell them my story. So like an example here is this Uber driver comes across lonely because he starts talking about himself. And most people want to hear about themselves. So I have this rule that I try to practice. I'm not perfect with it, but my rule is this. I try to give a one-word answer or one-sentence answer as simple as possible. And then I follow up with a question. So a good example would be somebody says something like, where are you from? And I'll say, I'm from Hawaii. And they'll immediately start responding, but I'll be like, well, where are you from? I want to hear more about where you're from. And try to turn the conversation back on the passenger. The thing is, we don't have nonverbal communication. We're driving, right? Uber might be pinging at us. We're trying to focus on the road. So we can only hear verbal communication. And it's hard. And if you only give a simple answer, right, and then follow up with a question, you'll know if they really want to talk, right? So they'll say, where are you from? And I'll say, Hawaii. Where are you from? They'll go, oh, I'm from Texas. And what's great about Texas? I'll say. And oh, nothing much. Maybe what they're trying to tell me by those simple, short answers, when like, hey, how are you doing? And they'll say something like, I'm fine. Right? They're telling you verbally that they don't want to communicate. At least that's what I hear. So use caution when you're talking to your passengers. Don't assume just because they're not, really talkative, or maybe in this communication you think you're allowed to open up. You're probably not. They probably don't want to hear about, your medical problems. And then what happens is you get distracted. And in that story, in that video, the guy missed the turn. And you can hear the real problem from her, the passenger. She's like, you stole a little bit of her time. Here she was just getting into a car, trying to go to another place. And we drag them into these deep conversations and bemoan our problems. And that's just not really fair to the passenger. Sometimes, you and I have been there, we know there are passengers that want to talk and they want to go into these deep conversations. Just use caution. So that's my advice. Try to find a one-word, simple, quick answer, turn it back into a question, and see if they want to talk. If they want to talk, then great. Kind of just do that back and forth where you're always ending what you're saying in a question. And yeah, there you go. I'm cheering for you. Do the best you can. I know it's hard out there right now. The fares are down. I'm cheering for you. Be safe. Take care. Bye.